bringing you the latest from Utah State University's Uinta Basin Regional Campus. This is Aggie Update. Now, here's your host, Bob Peterson.
Hi, welcome to Aggie Update. I'm Bob Peterson. On this week's show, we've invited Dr. Tollefson, Associate Professor in the field of social work, to join us today. Dr. Tollefson, it's nice to have you here.
Thanks, good to be here.
Dr. Tollefson has been here, I want to say, 3 years?
About 3 years now, yeah.
And I think probably it's always fun to have new guests on the show, Derek, to kind of introduce themselves, let the public hear a little bit more about you, where you came from, and what specifically your tasks are here at USU.
Okay, well, I'm actually a hometown boy. Mostly grew up in Vernal, call Vernal home anyway, and graduate of Uinta High School, and left to get an education at Utah State University in Logan, so I'm an Aggie as well, and then moved on to Denver where I got a master's degree in social work there, and then actually came back to Vernal and practiced for a while here locally, and then went on and got my PhD at the University of Utah. And then my first academic position was at BYU Hawaii, and I spent a few years over there, and then moved back at the University of Utah for a few years, and then had an opportunity to come back home to direct the Master of Social Work program for Utah State University, and so certainly jumped on that offer.
It always speaks well of those of us who've returned back home, and you're one of those that have come home because this area has so much to offer, and it's great for our families to be here, and USU certainly has welcomed you back, and what you're doing has added tremendously to USU's efforts. Let's talk just for a moment about our faculty, though, because we do have a very diverse faculty. There are a few that have, like you, gone away and come back, but yet we have some that are from all over the country.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have faculty in our social work program, for example, and these faculty are scattered out throughout the USU system. But we have faculty from Georgia, from North Carolina, from all over the country.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of ours here locally, Vinnie Exton, I think Connecticut.
Yeah.
Rich Etchberger spent some time in California, Arizona. So.
Yeah.
So it brings diversity to USU here in the Basin, which is complementary to us.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Tollefson, we have wonderful majors here, and before the second segment, we'll talk more about the MSW program that you're part of. But we have a variety of disciplines to go into here, undergraduate degrees. And we boast that quite frequently that we have 20, 25 degrees. I think people aren't aware of the amount of disciplines one can get into.
No, as I talk to people around town, just having conversations about Utah State University, they're surprised to learn that they have so many options in terms of undergraduate and graduate education here. I think there's still a persisting mindset that says, well, we're just a little extension of the university, and that's a word we're kind of trying to get away from. We're not an extension of Logan. We're actually the largest regional campus in USU's system, with the largest student body, and we have a great deal of opportunities that people can get here.
That's one of the myths that we tried to dispel a few weeks ago, where we often hear the term extension. We have an extension office here, but right. We're part of the regional campus system. Derek, some of those undergraduate degrees that lead into the MSW program, specifically in the social science area, we're talking about psychology, FCHD, that lend themselves well going into the program that you look after as a MSW. When people are looking for undergraduate degrees, that makes a difference on what they may be thinking of later for a graduate degree.
Oh yeah. If people want to get a graduate degree in social work, for example, they need to put some thought into what their undergraduate degree will be in. We occasionally get people who want to get in the Master of Social Work program, but their undergraduate degree is way outside of the social science, human services disciplines, and so they find themselves having to do some coursework in order to be able to apply for the program. So if they plan ahead and take care of business, they'll be in good shape to apply. So they want to look at our programs in FCHD, Family, Consumer, and Human Development. We have several students in our program right now who come out of that degree, and they're well prepared to go into graduate work. But students can also get degrees in psychology and sociology, and those set them up well to apply to the social work graduate program.
We'll take a break, Dr. Tollefson. When we return, we'll talk about specifically that MSW program and the new cohort that's starting in January. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Aggie Update. We're here with Dr. Derek Tollefson discussing undergraduate degrees and graduate degree options, and focusing right now on the MSW program, which you are over. And you know, Dr. Tollefson, prior to you getting here, I remember a lot of students coming asking for information about getting into the Masters of Social Work program. You're here now. That program is being run, and when new students come in, we're able to suggest that they take psychology, FCHD, prior to the entrance into your program. You're just about to complete the first cohort, if you will, a 3-year program that 30 or 40 students got into?
We have 40 students statewide in our part-time program.
And this area had how many?
We had 11 here.
11 students, so a great representation from here. So we're getting ready now for a new cohort. Talk a little bit about the last 3 years' experience and what you look forward to in the next group.
Sure. We've feel like we've been very successful in launching the Master of Social Work program. We graduated our first full-time group in Logan, which I also oversee, last May. So we graduated 30 students from that program, and we now have another 26 students in that program who are starting in their first year. And our 3-year part-time program group is on the home stretch. So they have this semester spring, and then they'll finish up in the summer. And it's been a wonderful group of students. We've enjoyed it a lot, and we're looking forward to our next group, which we're beginning to recruit for. We hope to again take maybe another, between 6 and 10 students out here in the Uinta Basin. And if people want to apply to that program, they need to be gearing up, because the application deadline for the fall 2011 cohort is January 15th of 2011. So now is the time to be getting prepared and contacting me if you have questions about that.
So a lot of your referrals are coming perhaps from some of the social service agencies here in the Uinta Basin, past graduates with an undergraduate degree.
Right.
Explain, if you will, just for those who are in that situation or who are just starting out an undergraduate degree, wondering what an MSW will give them. Masters in Social Work, what kind of career paths are they going to have?
Well, the MSW degree opens up a number of doors. Probably the top reason why people want the degree is it opens the door to the licensed clinical social worker credential, which allows people to engage in independent private mental health or counseling practice. And so that's probably the top reason why people are interested in the degree. So they get the MSW, and then they're qualified to sit for the exam and begin what amounts to another 2 years of postgraduate training under supervision before you qualify for that license. But also people are interested in the degree because it opens up the door to upward career mobility in the human services. So if people want to look at getting promotions, move into supervisory or administrative positions, that degree gives them an excellent springboard or advantage over people who don't have that degree. So that's another reason why people are interested in the MSW program.
Well, and there's a lot in those agencies themselves, Derek, that they've progressed up to a certain point, and you're right, that creates more mobility with added education.
Right. Yeah, our typical student in our program right now is a student who got their undergraduate degree a few years ago. They've been out working in the human services, or even we have occasionally some stay-at-home moms who their kids are now going to school and they're wanting to put that degree to use, and so they get into the program. But we like all those types of students. It makes for a rich, diverse student body.
So new recruits for the MSW program applications need to be turned in by October?
January 15th.
January 15th, and it's going to start the following fall.
The following fall.
So get your paperwork in order. Give Dr. Tollefson a call, or any of us, and we can route you to the right place and get you taken care of. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks, Bob, for having me.
That's it for today's show. For more information about today's topic, give us a call or visit us on our website at uintabasin.usu.edu. That's all for now. Thanks for joining us.